All right, my name is Richard Anthony Marca, and we are back at it again with the second assignment, the quiz app. As you can see on the left-hand side, this app is a lot larger than the first one because we have three subfolders. Question summary, which has three items, models, which only has one, and data, which also only has one. As you can see, the main file, very small, just here to run the app. Not much to, it has the basic import and import a quiz, which is going to have a lot of stuff in it. This is the quiz file, which is big. It's a stateful widget, so that means it has data that can change. And if you look at this return, this is something that we didn't have before, but is new now, is this little underscore, which means that for Dart and Flutter, it means a private class. So it's not going to really affect other files. This is also something that's somewhat new, which is basically means an empty set. And if you could see here, we have this something called switch screen. The active screen has three main screens, as you could say: the start screen, the question screen, and the results screen, which once I open the app, it will show you exactly what they mean. We'll come back to that later. But let's look at the start screen. This is a stateless widget, so there's nothing's really changing. We have an asset up here, which is a photo. I will actually start running this right now without debugging, since I got it to work perfectly fine. Oh, while that loads, you can look at the start screen, where it's going to have the image asset of the quiz logo PNG. You can actually just delete this, since this is not even important. This is commented out stuff if I wanted to have opacity, but I like it pretty boldened. As you can see when it opens up, any day. There you go. Yeah, see, this is the start screen where, as you can see, it is a stateless widget, so it basically doesn't change anything, but it does have this button here. If we click on start quiz, we start the quiz. On press start quiz, so we start it, the quiz starts. And now we could go to the questions. This is the questions screen, which is a stateful widget because we developed something that could kind of shuffle these. I will show that later. Where we could select answers, and it will know which one we select and which ones are correct. I'll get rid of those since we don't need that. In the sized box, we have something new, the double dot infinity, which basically for the edges, it makes it as far as it can go. It's really cool. As you can see down here, another new feature is this dot, dot, dot. So the triple dots is what's known as a spread operator. It spreads things around, like the shuffled answers, which these shuffled answers are part of the quiz questions under models. Basically, it's not going to be much of a quiz if all the answers are in the same order every time. So if I go under the questions, here's the first question. In these questions, the first input is the correct input in this file, at least. But that's kind of going to defeat the purpose if the correct answer is going to be the first question, the first answer. So this one, there you go. Okay. Here we go. So as you can see, compared to the third question, purpose of a stateful widget, noticed how the correct answer is not the top. It was just the coincidence that for the other two, the first answer was on the top, but yeah. First answer was correct. But this one, the bottom one, because we have the shuffled answers function. And basically all it does is it shuffles these, but without changing. I added a little bit more of a flair on mine because I like it pure green and for the correct answers. Now, if I restart the quiz, which by having it under, I have the selected answers clear on restart. That way it's not going to continuously forever. It's going to break if I don't, because it only has 6 answers and it won't be able to say 5 out of 6. It'd be going to 7 out of 6. So it's not doing that. But let's just say I get this one purposely wrong. I'm just going to pick some random ones actually. And as you can see, if I get them wrong, they're in red. And it shows that I got 1 out of 6 correct. I mean, it's pretty good for guessing. I'm just picking random. Oh, wow, I did better doing very random. That's funny. Anyways, each of the answer buttons are also stateless widget because, well, the buttons don't need anything to be changed. You just click on them. If you go under the quiz file, we have if statements, which is pretty straightforward as if this, then that. So if the length of the selected answers equals the length of the question. So if there are 6 answers that have been selected for the 6 questions that there are, then it's going to change the state from the active screen of the question screen to the results screen. Or if the selected answers are empty, it's on the start screen. As you can see in the question screen, we have a class that creates a way for our selected answers to be saved. As you can see, this current question index plus plus, it increases the value by 1. So once this reaches a certain value, we'll know like what question we're on. And with the clear answers on the other file, it resets it. So we can do that again. We also learned how to pass functions as values. As you can see, as like in the results screen where we have the get summary data, which is also not just in the results screen, but the question summary. This is so we're able to know at the end of the code which questions we got right and wrong. And it'll be able to tell you which is the correct answer and which is not by having the data stored in multiple places. Another new feature that we have is we're able to get functions from other areas. So let me go over to the results screen. See this get summary data as I was showing earlier? This get summary data produces a list that we can return the chosen answers, known as summary data. This is also found in the question summary area, summary data.map, which is another new element we used, the map element. It's a built-in value type in Dart, which allows us to quickly combine different key value pairs into one object. So if you look up here, the map, we're able to combine both strings and objects in case we need both for summary data, which we do. Another new feature we learned in the quiz app is something called chaining. Chaining is calling a method on the result of calling another functional method. For example, if we go over to question identifier, we have final question number equals question index plus 1. So this integer of question index, every time we go to the next question, it increases the question number automatically. Therefore, going to the next question. We even see some new operators. We have the double equal marks operator, which is unlike equals, like active screen equals results screen, which is an assignment. This is a comparison. So it compares the selected answers length with the questions length. We have new types of classes, which is integers and booleans. For boolean, it's for true and false questions. So is this the correct answer? Is going to be a true or false type of data versus question index, which is a number. That way we can increment it by 1. For the booleans, instead of putting down true or false, we have these little identifiers over here, which is this question mark and this colon. The question mark means if the condition is met. So if it is the correct answer, it's going to change it to green. If I restart the quiz, and let's make sure I get some of these as correct. The green ones with the question mark, since it met the condition. The colon is if the condition is not met. So since I didn't get the correct answers on those, that means is correct answer is false. And the condition is not met, therefore it turns it red. Another thing that I had an issue with this, but I didn't know that these YAML files are space sensitive. So if you don't have the indentation correct on here, it's not going to work. And that is it for the quiz app. As you can see, it works. And I even added my little flair of just changing some of the colors. Not impressive, but that's for another time. All right, I will see you later.